Hi everyone, I have some lovely news for you today, or at least I think it's lovely news because I'm really happy. I'm very excited about it because I'm going back to school. Yes. Not full-time of course, because otherwise I wouldn't have money to pay my mortgage for my house and that would be pretty sad. But I'm going a night school and I'm going to do some pattern cutting. I'm so happy and I'm so very excited to start it again. A few years ago I also did an education in pattern cutting, but it was a combination of pattern cutting and sewing. But I didn't like the sewing classes that much. Not because they were bad, but the stuff you had to do was kind of too easy for me, because I still have a friend that I met there and for her it was better because she didn't have as much sewing experience as me when we started out there. So it was just, for me, it wasn't the best sewing education. But the year afterwards I asked, can I also only take the pattern cutting classes and not sewing classes, but it wasn't possible then, so I was really sad. But then I decided that I wouldn't do it because it was kind of shitty, like paying a lot of money and if you only like to go to half of your classes. So yeah, but I decided to go back because now the school where I took the classes before, they offer again just only pattern cutting classes without the sewing classes, so I'm really happy. But because I already did a few things, I already have my degree in pattern cutting for trousers and skirts, so I only have to do the bodice now, so the upper parts. And that's 1.5 years that I still have to do, so my classes only start somewhere in February, March. I don't know the exact date just yet, I will only know like a month before. But yeah, that's perfect. But because they only start that late, I decided I could do also another class about pattern cutting. And I have to think about how it's called in English. It's I think I would translate it like design studies. It's actually, we get fashion magazines and we get to choose stuff from it and we can say like, oh, I would like to learn how I can make this pattern. And then we make it. And we can choose 15 with the class all together, so we can make very challenging things, or at least I hope we will be making very challenging things, but will also be up to my classmates. And I don't know who they are, and last time I heard I was still the only one in my class, so I really hope there are some people becoming my classmates. Do you want to be my classmate? That would be really cool. I will be so disappointed if my phone rings in September and they will tell me like, yeah, you're still the only one. There won't be any classes, so you don't want my heart. You don't want to break my heart that way. Yeah, but so I'm really happy. You can probably see because I'm so happy to tell you all this. I'm so very excited. But yeah, I'm really happy. A few years ago I also did fashion design, also in night school, the first year, and it's 3 years. Then I also started my second year, but then I became ill and had to be in the hospital and I had like zero energy for months. So I had to quit it because of that and I was very sad then. But I didn't choose that. I chose for pattern cutting right now because in my job, the project that I'm working now will be until the end of December, and afterwards I don't know which project I will be working on then, so I think I will also need some time to get back into that project and have to learn everything, so that's also very tiring. So that's why I decided not to go for fashion design. Pattern cutting is also a lot of work, but it's not as much work as with fashion design, because fashion design you also need like more your inspiration and you need to do like a shitload of stuff more than just designing it. Well, pattern cutting is just about the patterns and it's very technical, and if I take like half an hour every evening, it will be fine. I also did it last time, I also did like half an hour every evening. And I really was one of the best people in my classroom. It sounds pretty shitty to say, but it was that way. I really liked it, and also my teacher was also saying that I was really good at it, so maybe that also kind of influenced me to do that. And also on the other hand, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would like to finish my education in fashion design, or maybe I would like to make theater costumes, because you can also do that right now in night school. And maybe I would like the theater costumes better because it's like more creative and crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't know, but well, I have 2 years of education. It will be starting in September now, so afterwards I can still see if I want to study something and then maybe do 1 or 2 or I don't know, a zillion more educations, because I actually really love going to school, and especially now because I only have like classes that I like. Well, otherwise you could just like choose a study which you like, but you'll always have like some classes that you don't like. That's all out of the way now. Being an adult is so much fun sometimes. Okay, now I'm just talking and rambling too much because I'm just really excited. I think you can kind of see that I'm really looking forward to going back to school again. And I'm also really curious, are you also going back to school? Or maybe not back to school, but just like continuing an education that you're following. So I really would like to know which one and where you're going to school. On my blog there's also a list of places where you can go to school in Flanders and Brussels. I almost said Belgium, but I don't have any of the French part. I should add them. Yeah, it's for some other time. And I also have a lovely interview with a fashion designer who also teaches classes at Sint-Herbert in Limburg, which is a bit too far for me to go, but she seems really nice, so I'm kind of sad that she's not teaching me. But it's in Dutch only, but I will leave a Google Translate link, so at least you can also read it in English if you would like to read it in English and not in Dutch. Yeah, and that's it. If you really like this video, it would be really nice if you subscribe to my channel or give it a thumbs up. That's always nice. And then you won't miss any of the lovely videos. You will love them. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye!